Watching this now, I see how much I don't look at the camera, so I'm sorry. Hello, this is my political science presentation. I have the expansion of presidential power during times of crisis. So presidential power in the U.S. has evolved over time, especially during national crises. Despite the original Constitution intent to limit the government through checks and balances, while its expansion of executive authority has often been necessary, they risk upsetting the balances of power, threatening civil liberties and democracy if left unchecked. Okay, so I have sub-arguments of World War II. I have Article 1, Section 2, Clause 1. In 1942, during World War II, President Franklin D. Roosevelt asserted a strong presidential authority by threatening to override Congress if it didn't amend the Emergency Prince Control Act. He believed that wartime conditions gave him the power to act independently of congressional laws. Using the Article 2 powers to centralize control during World War II and the Great Depression. I have the New Deal programs. So during the Great Depression, Franklin D. Roosevelt was granted a significant power by Congress to combat the crisis through the New Deal programs. He created the agencies like the WPA, which is the Works Progress Administration, the CCA, which is the Civilian Conservation Corps, and the TVA, which is the Tennessee Valley Authority, which provided jobs and built infrastructure and supported struggling Americans. And with the New Deal, it gave President Roosevelt way more power than any other president in the United States. I have sub-arguments from 9/11. National emergencies allowed for the executive branch to continue to expand its power. National emergencies like 9/11 gave presidents the chance to expand their authority beyond constitutional limits. War on terror had no clear end, allowing President Bush to operate with broad, unchecked power. Public fear and the need for quick action helps justify decisions that bypassed Congress and the courts. I have undermining of civil liberties. In response to 9/11, President Bush administration took actions that threatened civil liberty, including warrantless surveillances, the use of torture, and detonation without trial. These measures, justified by national security concerns, reveal the risk of giving the executive branch too much unchecked power in a democracy. I have Congress failed to uphold their duties. After 9/11, Congress failed to check presidential power, allowing for President Bush to take control of national securities and decisions. According to Rutledge, Congress allowed the change for presidents during the crisis because it was too much. Carries too much political risks with a little reward. This lack of oversight allowed the executive branch to grow stronger at the expense of the constitutional checks and balances. And then I have my conclusion. Presidential powers has often expanded during national crisis. With this being said, this is a serious threat to the constitutional balance of power and American democracy. From Roosevelt's New Deal to Bush's War on Terror, emergencies have only gained authority in executive branch. And this is often with Congress's approval. This weakens the system of checks and balances. And if the checks continue to grow, It can undermine the role of Congresses and the courts and endanger citizens' civil liberties. And preserving the limits on presidential power is crucial to maintaining a democracy, accountability, and protecting the freedoms that define the United States. And then my final takeaways. I have, so I got a majority of my sources from Google because when I searched them up on ProQuest, ProQuest did not have very good articles that I could actually use and that actually like pertain to my topic. But when I searched it up on Google, they did really good. And my personal takeaways is I wish that I would have done something that I was more interested in because I delayed a lot on making these. I learned that what I did not know was that the executive power was gaining so much, the executive branch was gaining so much power. And I thought that was really cool to find out, and that was by far my favorite part of it. But then also my favorite part was that this is my last assignment for this class, and that I'm all done, and yeah, so thank you.